Peace, peace, peace. Divine understanding, born of law. Ancient or free Asiatic production, publication, Son of Man 7. How we do it. Set the record straight. And I was building with the guard, so let me straighten that out, make sure that you know. New people come through, so if you already heard this, then you know, right? So, knowledge and wisdom. So the first thing you want to say is you want to be able to quote I yourself, social true reality, Son of Man, God. All right. Once you got that down, then you can or you can't go into the 9 reasons why. We had the 9 reasons why next. 9 reasons why Allah is God. Then we had the mathematics and the alphabets. Then you got your 120. And then you got your 12 Jews. Everybody didn't get it the same way. I understand that. I'm just talking about the people who want to know how I received it. All right, so there won't be no dispute like, oh, I didn't get it that way. Or, right, I know. I didn't know that until years later, decades later, really. I thought everybody was getting it exactly the same, so. But anyway, I just wanted that so that you would know the order. So when you see it, normally when I give it out to someone who's seeking the knowledge, I go with the mathematics, alphabets, 12 Jews, 120 lessons, but I don't give it that way, right? That's what they'll say. Mathematics, alphabet, 12 Jews, 120 lessons, right? And then you have mathematics, alphabets. If you studying, you trying to get it, because you shouldn't get your Jews until you complete the class. Now you got your Jews. You completed the lessons. You got your 120. Now you quote your lessons. Here go your Jews. In Masonry, they take them through the ritual, and then they give them their wages. Right? Same difference, just different ritual for different orders. The original man needs it on this side because all those other orders rob Kemet and ancient places like that, and then claim it to be European, and rewrite it, and then reflavor it, repackage it, and make it European. And so now we into these modern days, and you would think that the Europeans are the ancient race, and that lamb's wool is like desolate. And then we all got this thing where we don't like our roots, because the roots that we were taught not right and exact, so it makes you not like them. There's a problem with that. They create self-hatred. You don't like yourself. And so it makes me say that the 1555 programming from the colonizer to the original people has to be undone. There's various ways to undo it. Could you use my way? Could you come up with your own way? Whatever the case may be. But you first have to realize that the colonizer is the truth and falsehood strangely mixed in his lessons and teachings and books and ideology and his seed. The fact. That's why it's so hard to detect and break away, because truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Man, it's so mind-boggling. But once you understand the first degree in the 1 to 10, that could take you to one level. But you really need to get the second degree in the 1 to 10. You have to get that ideology in, because that'll enable you to decalcify your pituitary gland. And then you start to see it for yourself. You won't need, you'll be the master now. You won't need an enlightened master. someone showing you the path there. What happens is the people who have the light, when you come at them a certain way, they know you really want it, and then they give it to you. Because there's so many charlatans out here now that you'll be saying, oh yeah, I want knowledge, and they won't give it to you because they don't know if you're keeping it real or not, and that you really wouldn't, or you just playing yourself. Because the people who we really preserving this for haven't been born yet. Maybe they haven't been born yet. That's all I can say. They haven't been born yet. At this present moment, when your knowledge and this wisdom bring about understanding, those children, that is really where the culture going to manifest itself into power. See, I mean, you're going to deal equally with all human families of the planet Earth, but you also need to be dealing equal with all the original people on the planet Earth, with all the Asiatics on the planet Earth. See, you need to deal with from tropical Capricorn to the tropical Cancer, the original indigenous inhabitants of that part of the Earth, from the tropical Capricorn to the tropical Cancer. Of course the equator is included. It's in the middle of both of those, right? And mostly that's lamb's wool. See, you don't understand that you're the original one. The lamb's wool was here first. I know they don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. Lamb's wool was here first. Believe that. We had 5 cataclysmic events. Extinction level. We lived through 5 cataclysmic extinction level events that can be proven. There's probably more. You just can't prove it. People have theories on that. What it is the colonizer suppresses all our academia theories and philosophies and ideologies and how we see it through our educating ourselves or through the system. Matter of fact, our own people, if you don't show them some kind of degrees from the European, if you just show them, look, the same amount of books that you have to read in college to get a master's. You could say, I read all of those. I went and I found out their curriculum and I studied it and I did it all myself. You could say you did that. And you could show and prove that you did it. They still don't bear witness to it because you don't have no paper from the European. So that paper from the European enables you to interface with the European. Part and parcel of this said government. But to make sure that you're not programmed to the detriment of your people, you need to homeschool the children until at least they're 2 numbers. Like the baby said to me, she said, I'm 2 numbers now. And I said, yes, you are, baby. You 10 now. She said, now I'm grown, right? And because I have 2 numbers. And I said, not quite. There's not even a teen in back of it yet. Wait till you hit teen in back and then come back and holler at me. And then I'm going to show you where you need that 0 at. And so she said, okay. We're going to work it out like that. Now, you see how intelligent these children are? So imagine those babies that are coming, that they won't be here yet until after your physical composition ceases to function if it was in a normal hit. So a normal hit is a physical body should last 120 years. That's a normal hit, right? You could increase it if you really went guru. Maybe you could get 150 like Yakub. I don't know if you could do it at this moment because there's so much damage done to the body through 1555 to now. You know, that damage. Because that's psychological and physical. Don't think that what he did to you mentally and physically and also what he fed you, that changes a lot of things. Your gut biome, everything. The foundational building blocks of the physical composition at the sperm and egg level, at the spinal fluid level, was damaged by his dietary procedures. Whether he knew it or not at that moment when he was doing it, I'm not sure if he did. I think he was just doing it because he was mean and facetious. But at this present moment now, there's no way that we know how to hack the physical composition at a mitochondria level. So you can do it with food. You do it with food. Food can change everything. Look, back in the days when the European woman would be mad at the European man, she would put things in the food because she knew it could change things. See, because that's why certain things will make you go to sleep, certain things will wake you up, give you stimulant, all of that. That's a change in the physical composition. It's a minor change. If you're talking about drugs, it only lasts until the body flushes it out. But you found yourself eating swine, and the worst part of the swine, for generations. Certain things in the body now have changed. So to repair, it might take 2-3 generations, but the body is so magnetic, and that level of repair, it could take a few generations. You just look at that degree called Law 360. You'd be going into 99 generations of eating right and exact, selective breeding, the whole 9 yards. Right, you making sure when they say selective breeding, it's like this family has these qualities, and this family over here has these qualities. Let's introduce our children to each other. That's what they're doing. So if you use those kind of methods, then you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying, man, we got generations to go. But we, at this foundational point, we could change a lot of things if we unify. See, from the outside looking in, if I'm an unconscious person, and no one's really unconscious, that's just a way we use to say whether you have the light or you don't have the light, or you seeking the light, you haven't gotten it yet, right? And you have to make that determination on yourself when you want to come to the side of the light. But you might not know you're not. You might think you're in the light when you have whatever knowledge you have. You might say, oh, I got it already. I'm good. Well, one way to figure out if where you're at is a good place to be is a way of basing it. You can check out certain things, and it'll tell you if this is a good move or not. And one of them is, see if there's a dietary law attached to the order that you're in. Order, culture, creed, whatever it is, however you see it. But whatever it is you're studying, the foundation to your house should have a dietary law in it. And if it doesn't, there's a problem with your house. That's why all the other scientists want to get away from the colonizer's teachings. Because the colonizer doesn't have a dietary law, and he presumes himself to be the superior to the planet. Everything on it, even her, Mother Earth. He has a different concept of Earth and people on the earth and the animals on the earth. His concept of that is not in the same sense as equality, if you understand what I'm saying. So, this is why we move the way we move. We want to give you the convolutions on your mind. This is why Elijah and W.D. Farrar had the FOI. I remember now, when the FOI and them was studying 120, they weren't young and children. They were grown-ass men and women learning how to quote those lessons. If you wanted to change certain convolutions on your brain, And it will do it. It does it. It changes the convolutions on your brain. It breaks the programming. It takes the pins out. You start seeing things from a different viewpoint, right? It's like when you look at, let's pick a subject that we're just going to look at and see, right? So the easiest way for most people to understand when you're traveling, because when you're first traveling, the best way to go is to build off of the backs of the people that came before you. That's not bad. Don't let fools tell you that's how you're gonna go to the next higher level if you don't already use what's already the foundation. Somebody that, like the God says, you have to, when you building and destroying, if you're where we're at now, we might have to take the whole foundation up. The land is good, but the foundation isn't good. So the building isn't good. If the foundation ain't right, then the building ain't right. So we're going to excavate this place, and we're going to take everything out, the whole thing. We're going to redo the whole structure without hammer or nails. That's what they're talking about when they're saying we're going to build the whole structure without hammer and nails. That's the physical composition. You could rebuild the whole body at the cellular level by not putting any poison in, putting everything right and exact in it. It takes time. With the type of poison that this European America gave us, I would suggest everybody go with the program and start with the rebooting of your system. Rebooting your system. I can't even put it no other way if you don't understand. You have to make your system go back to, which is almost impossible, prior poisoning, if you can say that, prior to being poisoned by the colonizer, which would have to go all the way back to 1555, you feel me? And now you understand what I'm talking about. So it takes about 3 good years of right and exact eating and not putting poison in for you to reboot the system, and then you go to the next level in the playing field. Now you're going to do that for 5, and then you do 7. Now you can just ride that out because you'll be at that level where you'll know what's good, what's bad. But when you're in the beginning stages and they say to you, no grain, no starch, no soy, no dairy, no sugar, to you, that is everything on earth. You don't even know what else to eat. And that's how the programming works. It automatically makes you feel like, well, what am I going to eat? See? And then it'll make you feel like the system says to you, well, you got to have protein. And in your mind, automatically, it tells you need protein. And then it tells you the only way to get it is animals. And so this information has been passed down, and you just take it on face value. You don't really do research. You don't know. You just go with it. Well, everybody says it. Everybody's doing it. That's what's really happening, and they're mistaking everybody doing it and everybody saying it for it's an actual fact. It's not. Look, I'm going to show you. Now, let's just take something simple that we all remember and understand in our concepts. There was this guy named Esau, Yahshua. The European called him Jesus. And he was pretty much, him and his boys was like hollering at them about his this and his that and yada, 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 right? You can read it in the gospel. So he's banging in the head, bombing them all over the country, just going in. Kicking over things in the temple. Y'all a bunch of 10%ers. You don't know and understand who the true and living God is. King not cipher, wisdom, Lord equality, divine God equality. This wisdom myself, divine cipher, master. Bring about this understanding of the culture. Right, so he was going in like that. So eventually you start looking and saying, the numbers weren't on his side as far as the people who were saying that. You see? So don't be thinking that because a whole bunch of motherfuckers is down with some old crazy shit that it's good shit. It might be not right. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like I see the people. Another example. We all get off the train. Everybody go. Whoever gets off first goes to wherever staircase they're going to. Most of the time, once a few people follow them, then they follow them, then everybody going that way. Now we got a traffic jam. Can't get through that shit. There's too many of y'all going the same way. 12 other staircases. I'm looking at the other staircases when I get off. I said, see, everybody's so programmed. They didn't have the brain power to even look and see. They just went that way because that's the way everybody went. That's the way we all going. Let's all go that way. And so everybody eating swine, we all gonna eat swine. Everybody going to McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and all these places they call fast food restaurants. They always throw food in it. They should just say fast and leave food out because it ain't food. See, your concept of what food is what wrecks you when they say no grain, no starch, no soy, no dairy, no sugar. You're wrecked right there. But the reason why they have to give you those plain words because you're so caught in the matrix, is nothing else you're going to understand, really. You're not. And you're not going to be able to get away from the poison. But if you grab those words and you say, all right, if I see those words on anything that I'm getting ready to eat, or if it looks like it's that, because right now at the stage most people are at, when I'm giving them that information, they still eat out of boxes and shit. See what I'm saying? That's why it works so well. If you follow the formula, you'll be able to decommission yourself from the colonizer's ideologies and his food, clothing, shelter. The whole 12 Jews, you gotta get rid of all. Strip him down, he got nothing. Because the last stage that he's banging us in the head is pretty much the food. You could get online and look at all the information, show and prove you the foundation. That's not even hard to do. Just grab J.A. Rogers, Dr. Jeffries, Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, Adam Van Sertima, just regular people. Grab them, academia, our academia. You'll be good right there. And if you want to go deeper, you can go deeper, I guess. And we got books on all of that. Hidden this and hidden that, and anthropology this and anthropology that. And then you can go all into the 104 books of Elijah's, 104 books he studied after he was made manifest for 120, and all the other stuff that's manifesting itself out here. All that is air already. You can get all that, and they'll still be eating a bagel after that. They'll have all that high science, know the excavation sites, and how do I know they not eating rankings that? Because I'll see major scholars who's taking people on trips going to Egypt and all kinds of places, descendants of panthers and all, and I look at their dietary law and I say they still eat like Paul. They don't eat like John. That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? They eat like Paul, the Roman, and not like John, the Hebrew. They don't eat that way. Because he told them they could eat the way the Romans eat. Why would you want to eat the way a Roman ate, and he's the one that killed your Savior? And you want to eat like him? Wow. He want to eat your Savior's heart. Believe that. That's what he do. Kill your Savior. And, you know, what was the leader of your gang? They eating their heart, man, because they want their power. So that could take that metaphysically, too, right? You could take that to the next level. Because they shown up eating the original man's heart. And so I'm going to leave you with that. That should hold us down for a minute. But I really just wanted to let you get the feeling on the order in which it came. Like I said, everyone didn't get it exactly the same. But if we following my tree, if I'm following my tree and how I got it, then I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say mathematics, alphabets, 120, 12 Jews. and then go on from there. Right, but you're going to need to quote that. I'm going to need you to quote that in real life. Might take you, if you old and you getting it when you old already, it might take you longer. But like I said, if you look back at the old history, Elijah had them learning that when they first came through. And most of them weren't young when they came into the NOI. You had to be an adult because as far as America is concerned, they were picking their religion. And children didn't pick religions, really. Their parents picked your religion. And then you go with whatever your parents gave you, unless you grow up and then you decide that you ain't feeling it. And then what changed was when the father took it to the streets. The children got it. He took it to the streets for the children. And they, in turn, taught their friends. So when they be saying to you, well, you may have not earned those stripes because you didn't go up north and get it. It didn't start up north. It didn't start up north. What are you talking about? It started in Harlem, outside, in the streets. People might have been going up north, but it wasn't up there. They brought it up there and tried to make sure people don't go back up north. The whole thing was to not go up north, not to go up north. They wasn't aiming us towards going. When I got it, I should have been. Listen, I should have went up north. It wasn't for lack of trying to go up north. I just slipped through the net because I just slipped through. Some of us slipped through. And as I slipped through, I was able to get 120, and then they couldn't get me anymore. But it didn't happen right away. When I first got 120, I still was doing, I don't know what they call it, things that aren't right and exact. Why? Because just because you get 120, your economics don't change at that moment. Now you know what to do, but your economy might still be fucked up, in plain English. And mine was wrecked, right? Because we started in the hole. You didn't start in the hole? Oh, well, some of us started better than the hole. But we started in the hole, so I'm going to keep it real. We started in the hole, and we climbed our way out. But on the way climbing out, you know the crabs in the barrel, your own people are going to be trying to drag you down. And nobody tries to drag you down more than your biological family members. They'll be the first ones attacking you when you tell them you ain't eating pork. Believe that to be true. As soon as you tell them, you change, because the foundation to people is food. And it's the way that we communicate and connect with each other. And if you're not eating the same thing that they're not eating, it makes a disconnect. That's why I said, when you looking for knowledge and stuff, look at that dietary law. You'll know if they dealing with it as a holistic knowledge yourself, or they dealing with it in they compartmentalized knowledge yourself and only took the parts they like. They didn't give you the whole package. So you can implement the parts that you like and say, well, I'm not going to implement these parts. But you still have to have knowledge of the whole package. You can't do holistic and not have the whole package, you feel me? Like he said, he got a whole family over there. What did you expect was going to go down? But he wouldn't have had to do that if he would have been following the rules and regulations of Mother Earth. She said do polygamy. And her daughters don't want to do it because they're so caught into colonization that they'll tear your whole empire down trying to make sure that you can't do that. If you're trying to do it upright and bring the people together, I'm telling you, most of the time, based on that book and based on what I've been seeing in life, our black woman got to get knowledge itself to the level like we have it, or we gonna be stagnated on doing it, making it to the next level, because she gonna dilute the seed when you put it in her. She gonna go, all right, I'm gonna show you what'll happen. The brother will have knowledge himself and be a plant-based diet. His wisdom will be unconscious, eating like Paul. Anything goes. You be trying to bring over to this side. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. It is what it is. The ones who do come All praise is due to Allah. IHVH Yahweh, whoever you hollering at. I'm glad they coming to our side, but there's so many obstacles. And you might think they on your side and they might still be the enemy sleeping with you. So you don't know for sure, really you don't. You just taking a chance to go for it until we finally come out of this bullshit that we caught up in. But I just be giving us the rules that I know and that I know work. I'm using the rules and regulations. Had I received all of the package back in 83, of course it would have been different for me. But alas, they had killed all the people that could have did that for us in the 60s, and the few that were left were too old to really get everybody. And so we end up in the 70s with CONTELPRO wiping out the rest. By the time the 80s hit, we were on our own. Pretty much. You didn't know what to do. I did the best I could. It all didn't work out the best way that I wanted it to, but that didn't matter. It doesn't matter. The main point is the struggle continues. You do not stop. I don't care if you fall in the trenches. Get up. I don't care if they kicked you all the way into the ground. Get that ass up, soldier. Get up. Move it. We have to take this shit. We cannot let him keep this planet. We have to take it. People be crying about, we need to get Africa, we need to get this. Dude, why are you settling for a piece of a continent that he named it that it ain't that? The planet Earth. Don't break her up. That's like saying, well, the only important part is your arm. See, you're an idiot. The whole body is important. So the whole earth is important. Every part of her. Not the part you like, the power you dumbass. That's what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers ain't understanding the correlation of the two. See, if you understood that he took your earth, the planet Earth, and he took your earth, her, you got her. Why you think that when shit go down and she don't like it? She don't call you. She call him. Tell me the hotline that the Asiatic woman in the wilderness of North America called. Even if she's right and exact and there's some original man not doing it right, she has to call the devil. The system is set up like that. You see what I'm saying? But when the NOI had their shit together and the AOI had their shit together, we was really policing our what? Self. CONTELPRO came in and made sure that shit stopped. That's what's happening. But we always fix ourselves, but they got to keep that constant barrage of payment coming on your ass. They got to keep that coming, baby boy. Because if they don't, you'll break loose and grab that wisdom, myself, divine cipher master, and be up out of that dilemma. But like I said, at the beginning stages, she's going to go totally against anything that looked like it make this empire fall. The colonizer's empire fall. Unconsciously, she's going to do it. Soon as you challenge white Jesus, you got a fucking problem right there. I'm just keeping it real. And so, we're running out of time to understanding the culture minutes. And I'm out. Peace. You know, the free Asiatics, you know how we do it. We've been doing this for a minute. And that shows you the struggle continues. We can't stop. You know, people before me did it. People after me gonna do it. The ones I'm building off of them before me. Why you think I know what I know? I grabbed all those lessons and degrees that they already built on. They already showed and proved that. You talking about it's time to show and prove this, that. Dude, those already been showed and proved. You just need to get it in your brain and go and build on top of that. Show and prove the new shit. Don't be going back there trying to redo old shit. Oh, this and that and the third. That's why when I be saying, when they be talking about, I don't use 120. You don't use it, but now you're going to deny these people the right to get to the level that you're at, that you don't have to use it anymore, because it's like the Law 360 said, it's osmosis in you. You don't even know it's that. You think you the inventor. You're not the inventor. You need to see that degree justice that Great Mind wrote. That you need to look at that, because your brain is fried. Your pan has got old grease in it. See what I'm saying? So, we move back to the next level. I'm telling you, the foundation. The foundation to that diet. Yes, you need Leviticus 11. Use that, because that's going to give you all the other parts. I mean, if you want to get more intricate, you're going to use How to Eat to Live, book 1 and book 2, because it's going to tell you the difference between farm animal food and people food, as far as vegetables are concerned. Because there's vegetables that are just for animals that are on the farm. The wild animals know what they eating. They never been deprogrammed from Mother Earth. You been deprogrammed from Mother Earth. Once you program yourself back into her, you'll be good. Trust me. Now you be the true and living God, and I'm out. Peace.